What's up, everybody? Yeah, 2 days in a row. Obviously, a little later today for Marks on Media. I am Troy. I hope everybody watched my video yesterday. I went live. Obviously, it's a little. It was a little more longer. Today, I'm not going to be going quite so long. I've only got a couple of stories I really wanted to cover and wanted to get into, but they were fun stories, and these are going to be going up as shorts on my YouTube within the next couple of days. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, thank you. Please like, subscribe, and click that little bell to be notified every single time we go live. That would be super cool of you. If you are watching on X, thank you as well. Hope you follow. And yeah, like I said, we're live on the big mean green. You can see the logo up in that direction over there. If you want to follow me there, I would appreciate you following me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I'm quite active there. Out of all social media besides YouTube, I'm the most active there. But very active on YouTube. Today I was a little slacking. You might be able to hear it in my voice if you're a frequent listener and you know what I sound like. I sound super nasally today. I said in my last stream I went to Kansas over like last week into the weekend. And for those that don't know, my dad warned me. I didn't know about this. Apparently that's like sinus alley there. It's awful. And I have bad sinuses. My sister who went with me, excuse me, my sister that went with me, she has like an inhaler. She's like bad, got asthma and all that. She's fine. I feel like death wormed over. I have not called off of work 2 days in a row since I had COVID in 2021. But now I'm better, I'm not better. I'm bad off again. It's not COVID. I took a test. Talked to my doctor. He called in some meds for me. Then I'm gonna go pick up later, but I wanted to stream first. It's not gonna be very long. But I have a few stories here. See if I just discovered after I got done yesterday, I discovered the screen share button. So let's try support screen share audio capture. Okay. Let's see. Is it gonna let me? Is it gonna show? No, it's only doing certain windows. Let's see. Okay. All right. Maybe you can see this. There we go. All right. Here we go. Here's the topics for today. New Gears of War Prequel. Blumhouse unveils 6 new games. We'll be talking about that. There's a Prince of Persia remake incoming. There's a new Doom game set in the Dark Ages, medieval style. And some FNAF news. Five Nights at Freddy's. That I'm saving for last because I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. However, I love the lore. The games don't appeal to me. I've watched gameplay videos and I'm like, don't care. Not my kind of thing. But the lore I've dove into, mostly like I've dove into it with a few different YouTube personalities and I've read up on it a little bit. Obviously, if anybody knows anything about FNAF and YouTube, obviously you go to Game Theory and MatPat. He's the one. Smosh even talks about it in a recent Smosh Mouth episode. They recommend MatPat for everything. He's not YouTubing anymore, but man, he spent like I don't know how many years delving into FNAF lore and kind of breaking it all down. And it's not it's not like concrete, some of it, because I feel like Scott Cawthorn, the guy who created Five Nights at Freddy's, kind of made the lore as he went, and some of it he didn't have like like hammered out all the way, and MatPat kind of like filled in the blanks with some of the books and some of the different games and stuff like that. And Scott Cawthorn ran with some of it. Was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. And some of it, not so much. And some of it gets really confusing with the timeline. Some of it's really interesting, though. Game Theory does a really good job on that. So if you go check them out, any of their FNAF stuff, there's a new British guy who took over doing that stuff for MatPat on Game Theory. I watched his recent, I think it was his most recent video about their like the supposed circus era that's not been confirmed, but again is Game Theory. So it was very interesting. I enjoyed hearing it. I mean, I would like to see more FNAF lore come out and be like more concrete. Scott Cawthorn can come out and do all that. And we're going to be talking about the FNAF movie a little bit at the end. There are going to be some spoilers for sure. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to, I guess tune out for that part. But there's a FNAF 2 that's been confirmed. It's going to come out. And yeah, we got some news on that. And it does not follow the games at all. It's very different. Not even the same kind of lore, not the same characters, nothing. So I mean, it's similar. I'll say that. It's some of it's similar, but it's got to be at least similar. But all right, let's get right into it with Gears of War, new Gears of War game. Let me do a little bit of this, and we'll talk about it. All right, here we go. From IGN, next Gears of War game officially revealed at Xbox Showcase 2024. I don't know if I played the last Gears of War game. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long. Gears 5. Yeah. So here we go. Nearly 4 years after the launch of Gears 5, the Coalition has officially revealed the next mainline Gears of War game with a brand new trailer and a title, Gears of War E-Day. Watch the trailer below, blah, 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 blah. It's a young Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago. I'm not going to play that right now. You can go check that out. I don't want to get copyright struck. But I'll have a short on it later on YouTube. But if you're watching on Rumble, this is the only way you're going to hear about it because I don't post my shorts on the Mean Green. But anyway, Xbox revealed even more about the latest in the Gears franchise in a blog post shortly after the showcase, where they described E-Day as an origin story that depicts the horror of Locust invasion on Emergence Day through the eyes of Marcus Phoenix. It's going to feel like a new Gears game because that's what it is, creative director Matt Cersei said in an Xbox blog post. Well, I mean, yeah, it is a new game. That's like, does that need to be said? It's going to feel like a new game because, I mean, it is. Okay. He said, it's us revisiting the tune and the feeling of what makes Gears great, but we're tapping into new techniques, new processes, and new technology. That's what's going to make the gameplay feel better than ever. It's going to be awesome, a game that feels both truly new and authentically Gears. Cool. But yeah, basically, let's see. Because I summarize this a lot, trying to find. Going through some of the screenshots here really quickly. That one's blurry, but there you go. Locusts, Marcus, and Dom here. They don't look that much different. Gore, blood, and gore. Turn away, kids. Oh, okay, yeah. Marcus don't have the beard. Well, no, I guess he does have the soul patch. There we go. He looks a bit younger. Still scarred, rugged, handsome. I mean, yeah, there's Locust, and obviously Marcus doesn't die. Boom! E-Day. Cool. It will only be for Xbox and PC. it will still be exclusive. No PlayStation 5. In our Gears 5 review, I don't care. That's cool. They're donating 1% of future net revenue of the Gears of War games and merchandise to suicide prevention charities. And where Gears 5 landed on it, I don't care about that. Cool. But all in all, there you go. New Gears game. They said it's going to be a little different. That's fine. Updating it. Look, I'm not against updating things. I'm against updating for a modern audience, if that makes sense. I hate that phrase. When somebody said we're updating it, cool. Like, especially with a remake or a new sequel, prequel, whatever, I sure as hell hope it's updated. I don't want it to look and feel exactly like something from however many years ago. They said something. There might be new weapons and whatever else, new weaponry. Cool. They need to be smart about it, though. Considering this is a prequel, I don't want like the weaponry to look more advanced than before. Like, they kind of did that a little bit with some of the Predator films. They made that mistake of, like, they did prequels, and like in Prey, he had certain some of the stuff he used. If anybody's seen Prey, I like Prey, but that scene where he's like on the battlefield taking out the dirty Frenchman and whatever, some of that technology, I'm like, dude, where was that in your movie with Arnold? Like, obviously this is a newer movie, but when you're doing a prequel, you have to keep that stuff in mind. You know what I mean? There were, real quick while I'm thinking about it on Prey, the gun, like the musket, whatever, that the woman had from one of the French guys. And it's got something engraved in the side. I don't remember off the top of my head. The Predator has it on his ship in the second or third Predator movie. Basically insinuating that it's like, if you think about it logically, that means the Predator went down and slaughtered them all and took the musket. Cool foreshadowing. Anyway, moving on. I had no idea about this one. I'll have some opinions, but very few. I have nothing against Blumhouse. They're not always a hit. But, Blumhouse Games unveils 6 new games, the first announcements since launching Interactive Division's SGF 2024, including one title from Sam Barlow, the filmmaker Brandon Cronenberg. I've heard of him. At Summer Games Fest 2024, Blumhouse Games officially unveiled its first 6 projects since launching its Interactive Division last year. They are Sleep Awake, from the developer Eyes Out. Cool. Fear the Spotlight from Cozy Game Pals. That's kind of funny. Crystal Theater of Idols from Vermilla Studios or Vermia Studios. The Simulation from Playmas Studios. Okay. Grave Seasons from Perfect Garbage and Project C from Sam Barlow. And Infinity Pool director, Infinity Pool director Brandon Cronenberg. I don't know Infinity Pool. I was thinking Night Swim. I didn't watch it, but it looked like garbage. And then I watched Moist Critical's review of it. Glad I skipped that one. I don't know. I've heard of Infinity Pool. Don't know anything about it. But the new home of horror is here. Check out the full trailer on YouTube. Is it just a trailer for Crystal Theater of Idols? I haven't watched any of these yet. I'm not big into horror gameplay, but Blumhouse founder Jason Blum also took the SGF stage to talk about the slate and promised that they're working on the Five Nights at Freddy's sequel, although it's likely he's talking about the previously announced film sequel to last year's horror hit. I mean, that's cool and all, but why are you, like, you're at the Summer Games Fest? I mean, I guess if that's a side thing. Oh, by the way, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. I'm making a bigger deal out of it than I should. Blumhouse is well known in the film industry as the production company behind popular horror films such as Paranormal Activity, one of my favorite of all time. That series was so up and down, though. The first one is amazing. I've seen it like 5 times with different endings, by the way. Get Out, don't care about that one. Megan, I haven't seen that one. I'm not a big horror guy, just in general, and Megan was just like, I'm like, especially when there's a lot of gore. I don't know if it's gory, but I don't know. I used to be into slasher films. I used to watch Saw and all that. And I just like, I don't know. I got out of it before I got desensitized, and now I can't get back into it. I love thrillers. I love paranormal stuff. I can't watch gore. I just can't ever. Despite its robust library of horror films, Blumhouse Games' decision to make an entirely new IP is part of the game studio's strategy to get its feet wet with original ideas before it begins adapting films into an interactive medium. Yeah, so strategy for the company is to do the same thing with games that we do for movies. Look for original, low-budget things that could be turned into games. Blumhouse founder and CEO Jason Blum told IGN in an interview last September, more likely, we'd take a game, that worked and make a movie out of it. In the medium and long term, who knows? Yeah, so cool. Yeah, I think that's a good idea considering they're a movie studio first and they're known for making low budget horror films and whatnot. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with. I think that's a good strategy. You come out with some games. If they're a hit, if people give a crap about them, then adapt them into movies, TV shows. Just milk it, man. But if the games are like nobody cares, I mean, this is not them, but and I haven't heard anything on it recently, but YouTuber Markiplier was who, by the way, I think he's in the Five Nights at Freddy's film, maybe? I don't know, he's in something Five Nights at Freddy's related. That has nothing to do with this. I just thought of it. But he's doing a movie for the game Iron Lung, the PC game, where you're like an inmate and you're welded into this submarine. You're on this deserted planet, you think, and you're in this river. You're going through a river of blood in this submarine, and you're basically there on a scouting mission to see, hey, why is this river made of blood? What's going on this planet? Can we live there? Whatever. And if you do that and you make it back alive, you get your freedom, right? Because he's like on a death sentence basically, and they're like, you get your freedom. If not, you die there. No harm, no foul. Whatever, you're gone. Who cares? And he's making a movie out of that. I guess there's not much to like. There's some stuff and some lore to the game, but that's another one where it's like it doesn't go super deep, and there's not like a lot of revealed answers at the end of it. But Markiplier could make a good thriller out of it. He would have to carry the whole film by himself, which is it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. Moving on, though. This next one, again, I have never played a Prince of Persia game. They look fun. I just never got around to it. And I might play this one. Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake set for 2026. The clock is ticking. I get it. I don't get it. Anyway, Ubisoft has finally put out a release window for the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, 2026. Yeah, the whole year. Could be any time. Stay frosty, my friends. The Sands of Time remake release year announced during the Ubisoft Forward 2024 2024 event, alongside a brief teaser video, comes after what was reportedly a troubled development. In November last year, Ubisoft said that Ubisoft Montreal project has passed an important internal milestone and that development was progressing. Cool stuff, bro. Sorry, I just saw this off to the side. If any of you guys are looking at Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods lands September release date in first trailer. Is that a movie? Is that a cartoon film he's directing? Never heard of it. I still haven't watched his second Rebel Moon movie. Dude, I was so stoked for that first one, and it blew ass. I was like, I don't get it. It sucks. And everything looks like a Zack Snyder film, dark and gray and bleh, which could be fine. I didn't like the story. Either way, Prince of Persia's first delay arrived in December 2020, just months after its initial announcement, with an indefinite delay following in February 2021. Ubisoft made its most drastic shift yet when development was moved from Ubisoft Pune and Ubisoft Mumbai to Ubisoft Montreal in May 2022. Man, they have studios all over the world. I had no idea. Work has continued at the Assassin's Creed Valhalla studio since, with the publisher confirming it had moved into the conception stage of development in May 2023. So you're telling me, I don't know where Pune is. I wasn't talking to you, phone. Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Anyway, no, still not talking to you. F off. Anyway, I don't know where Pune is. Pune? I'll have to look that up. But you mean to tell me them and Mumbai couldn't get it done, so they had to send it to the Canadians? Man. Sands of Time first launched on PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, and PC back in November 2003. My God. It's been over 2 decades. I thought so. I didn't frequent Blockbuster. I know everybody, oh my God, Blockbuster. I went to Hollywood Video and Family Video here in Ohio. And, but I always saw Prince of Persia there, Sands of Time. Never played it, never cared to play it back then. Same thing with Assassin's Creed. It wasn't my thing. I like it now. I might like Prince of Persia now. So whenever they drop that damn remake, I might pick it up. But we'll see. Apparently Pune and, or Poon, somebody can correct me, and Mumbai couldn't get it done. I just sent it to the Canadian studio, and now they're finally cooking with gas, but we're still not getting it for another 2 years. Well, a year and a half. It might be actually 2 years, depending on when they release the damn thing in 2026. All right. Last thing before we get into the FNAF stuff, which is going to be my finale. But first, hydration. Hydration break, y'all. When you're sick, Gatorade is awesome. My sinuses are literally bleeding. I'm not joking. I did a COVID test earlier, because I was like, it's probably not COVID, but, I have a test at home. My wife works outside of the home. I don't, and I don't want to infect her and spread it. I'm sure it's just because I get sinus infections a lot, and it feels like the flu. I feel it going down the back of my throat. I'm compacted, yet my nose is running all at the same time. I'm like, this has to be a sinus infection, and it's messing with my gut. So I took a COVID test just to make sure. Came back negative. But I had to put that damn thing up my nose and swirl it around. It came out with blood, and I'm like, oh, man, tired of it, man. Everything's dried out, but still running. Everything's like this and the opposite of that in my head. I'm just hoping I recover. My doctor called in a prescription for me, but he told me, he was like, "Well, you haven't technically been sick long enough to warrant, me." He was like, "I don't like to prescribe it right away." He's like, "If you don't improve by Friday, take it." Okay, dude. I'm supposed to go golfing with my sister-in-law's boyfriend on Saturday. We will see. Next story. Lord, I apologize for coughing in your ear. I'm trying to get away. I keep forgetting I have a cough button on this microphone. Dumb. Anyway. Doom. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, The Dark Ages. And this is also from IGN. If you guys can't tell, you should be able to see my screen. Doom, The Dark Ages announced, confirmed for PS5, Xbox Games Showcase 2024. Cool. So id Studios is keeping busy as the company unveiled the next installment in the Doom franchise, subtitled The Dark Ages. As a previous Insider Gaming report noted, Doom The Dark Ages is a prequel that includes a dark fantasy with a medieval-inspired theme. It launches 2025 on Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PlayStation 5, continuing Microsoft's recent multi-platform push for Xbox games. This was the description posted on Xbox Wire. The prequel to Doom 2016, Doom The Dark Ages, puts players behind the visor of the mighty Slayer as they battle demonic hordes in grounded, hard-hitting combat inside an epic cinematic tale of gods, kings, and monsters. Supplementing his superhuman skills and over-the-top arsenal, the Slayer will also call upon his colossal Atlan mech to brawl with titanic beasts and retake the skies aboard his ferocious steed, a jet-fueled cybernetic war dragon. There had been rumors dating back to a leaked Microsoft court document published in 2023 that claimed that a new Doom game was in development back when it was previously known under the name Doom Year Zero. Yet today's announcement is the first time id Software and Microsoft are properly revealing the project after an IDKFA trademark filing was spotted last month, in addition to the report mentioned above. Cool. Also, Doom Eternal in 2020. This is the next entry in id Software's long-running franchise. Following the release of Doom Eternal in 2020 and its two DLC expansions, The Ancient Gods Part 1 and Part 2, released in 2020 and 2021, respectively. Okay. Oh, they have screenshots. Here we go. Thank you, IGN. I appreciate it. Before he became a hero, he was a super weapon of gods and kings. Pentagram in the sky, nice. Calling in the armies of hell to rain down upon this a-hole. Graphics look awesome. Doom Guy looks like Doom Guy, or Slayer, whatever the hell you want to call him. It's an awesome looking mech. Gore, turn away, kids. Man, he's literally grinding a skull. Sweet. Dark Ages Doom Guy. Love it. Is that a cybernetic dragon? Looks like, I guess it's a cyborg, I would say. Yeah, it's a weird looking demon. Man. Looks, it's kind of sort of like Dark Souls. Not totally, but sort of. I'm here for it, man. I'm into it. never been a huge fan of the Doom franchise. I haven't played it too much, but it's awesome. I have friends who do love the Doom franchise and play it quite often. But yeah, I'm excited for Doom players. I might actually play this one because I love medieval times. I love the oh, what do you call it? The Dark Ages, medieval times, all that stuff. So I love the setting. The graphics look great. I have to see some gameplay, obviously, but and by the way, thanks to everybody watching on X, watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Rumble, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're awesome, all of you. I hope if you're watching now or later that you would follow if you're on X, or if you're on Twitter or Rumble. I hope you subscribe and like the video. If you're on YouTube, click that little bell to be notified every time I post brand new content. I usually post stuff daily. Today I'm slacking because I'm super sick, and it's all I could do to drag myself to the computer just to record stuff for tomorrow, and do this and to stream. And I still got to run to Walmart, so there's that. But thank you all. I appreciate it. Moving on, wrapping up here with a couple of stories from FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's. Again, I don't play the games, but I love the lore. It's awesome. Okay. So, here we go. First look at new Five Nights at Freddy's video game, Into the Pit. The survival horror title will be released in time for the franchise's 10th anniversary in August. So I'm not going to go through. That's autoplay. Sucks. So this is going to be different, a lot different from other Five Nights video games, because if you don't know the other Five Nights games, there is a VR one out there, or two. I'm sorry. There's two VR ones, maybe three. I know there's a Help Wanted 2. I think there's another one. But either way, this is a side-scroller. So the other ones are first-person games. You never see what you look like. You see your hands at most. But this is like full-on like side-scroller video game. So I'm not going to watch the trailer for it, but Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is once again open for animatronic business in this terrifying gameplay trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit, confirmed earlier this year, and development with the blessing of the series creator Scott Cawthorn. The upcoming survival horror game will be released on all major platforms by indie banner Mega Cat Studios, just in time for the franchise's 10th anniversary in August. How about that? 10th anniversary, we still don't have like a solid timeline of anything, and they're still building on it. Nuts, man. I would just like to know what the hell the story is. I like some of it they've revealed and made it like pretty solid, but some of it you're like, where does this fit in? Like, you've told us what happens, you told us who this is, what they did. Where does it fit into the timeline? How do certain things start? You're kind of filling in blanks, but anyway. So while an official release date has yet to be announced, fans can now add it to their wish list on Steam. As you'll see the footage below, Into the Pit breaks from FNAF tradition by trading the first-person perspective for the classic side-scrolling format. Reading the description, it says, fall into the pit and immerse yourself in a new chapter of horror in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. Oswald, bored with his small town and mundane life, dives into the ball pit at a rundown pizzeria, you know, as you do, and finds himself transported into the past. Okay. I mean, that's cool, But he's like, I'm bored and I don't know what to do. So I'm going to break into this old pizzeria with a shady past and dive into the ball pit. I wouldn't be so much worried about like supernatural occurrences so much as like, what the hell is living in there? Is Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria has been shut down for a long time. I'm guessing when this happens. Even if it was shut down for a week, bro. You don't know. Why are you diving into the damn ball pit? Gross. But anyway, but his deepest desire comes at an unexpected cost, as he must now work to save his friends, his family, and even himself from the animatronic creature that is wreaking havoc across both universes. Travel through time, solving puzzles, gather clues, and outrun the threat chasing you as you race against time to prevent a disaster from unfolding. But be careful, your every move could have dire consequences. Yeah, there you go. There's the trailer. I'm not going to play it because, copyright and whatnot. And I would like to keep my stream up and running. But yeah, I might actually play that one. Like I said, I've never played a FNAF game before. I've been getting into the lore. It seems cool. I might actually read the books. I heard some of them are not that well written, but I don't know. That's just Matt Pat talking, but I still might get into them. It's interesting. Although, like I said, Matt Pat kind of ran down most of it, along with that British dude who I feel bad. I'm just calling him the British dude from Game Theory, but I don't know his name. I'm not a big watcher of Game Theory. I don't care that much. Oh, by the way, hat today. Let's see, cancel. It's the Cleveland Indians hat right before when they were still the Indians. I'll never call them the Guardians, but it's before they changed their name. They got rid of Chief Wahoo, and they got rid of Chief Wahoo, and they decided to go with just the C for Cleveland. So yeah, I got that hat. It's the most modern Cleveland baseball thing I have. Everything else has Chief Wahoo on it. Speaking of them, excuse me, kitty. Got another black cat up here today. I was gifted this. Can't really, for some reason, I don't know why my camera doesn't like to focus. Let me try to turn the light off. Nope, still not focusing. But anyway, 1954 American League Championship. It says Major League record, won 111, lost 43. It's got the team on the side there. Home of the 1954 AL champions, Cleveland Municipal Stadium, where the Browns played up even. And the back just has like 50th anniversary celebration of the 1954 American League champions. Has all the info on the back. I thought it was pretty cool. I found that my wife does kitten fostering. I help her out with it, and people donated a bunch of stuff for us to sell to kind of make some money for the fosters. And that was in the bin, and I was like, kind of want it. So I don't know if that would have fetched a good price or not, but I was like, that's going in my office, man. We tried to sell almost everything. We still got a bunch of junk in our garage that people were trying to be helpful. I get it. But some of the stuff I was like, do you really think we can sell this? Either way. Speaking of cats, one of my cats had their way with some towels that I never put away. She's not feeling well herself, so she decided to make me clean the towels twice. Ugh, and it's like killing me right now. I can smell it through my sinus infection. It's not good. All right, wrapping up with more FNAF. Last story here. Whoa! Went all the way down to the bottom of the screen. It has yet to do that to me. Okay, this is gonna start auto-playing an ad if I don't close this crap. All right, anyway. Can't really get past that. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 receives December 2025 release date. The highly anticipated sequel to Five Nights at Freddy's, or sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, has officially received a new release date from Blumhouse, who we mentioned earlier. The video game franchise Five Nights at Freddy's was successfully adapted as a live-action film in 2023. The horror movie was so well received by fans of games and mainstream audiences that Blumhouse and Universal quickly announced a sequel. Now we have a brand new release date for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So here's where this is the part of the stream where I'm going to get into spoiler territory for the movie. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, here's your warning. The first film clearly left the door open for a continuation. After all, the video game franchise has enough lore to fuel several movies and perhaps spin-offs at that rate. Yeah, but they're not following the game lore at all. They're like vaguely touching on it. Giggity. For now, however, it's clear that the sequel will no doubt bring more of the focus on Matthew Lillard's character, Steve Raglan, aka William Afton. Oh, did they actually reveal it was William Afton? Okay. Who is revealed by the end of the film to be Springtrap. Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of following the lore. A little bit. Sort of. Matthew Lillard's character teases his return at the end of the film, noting that he always comes back. So a sequel certainly made sense, especially when one considers that Lillard signed up for multiple films with his contract as shared by Variety. However, fans will have to wait until next year to see where the story goes from there. So December 5th, 2025 is when we get FNAF 2. The sequel is expected to begin production later this year. Jim Henson's Creature Shop will return to design the animatronics for the film. More details will likely be released as we approach December 5th, 2025. Until then, at least now fans have a date to look forward to. Yeah, I can't read. So either way, there's that. FNAF 2, baby. So getting into a tiny bit of lore, because I could go on and on about this. Like, dude, seriously, Matt Pat and Game Theory went into like hours and hours of lore with this. Went deep, talked about where they had to fill in gaps. It was crazy. So I'm just going to like lightly touch on it now. Giggity. William Afton is and this is for people that don't know, and people that do know, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but so William Afton had Fredbear's Diner, I think, and he teamed up with another guy whose name escapes me. He has two first names. Henry Emily, I think. Henry Emily. Henry did animatronics, whereas Afton did suits, just like Chuck E. Cheese, where they wear the suits around and whatever. Well, together, they made suits that you could wear around or take off and turn into animatronics, and they'd walk around and whatnot. And William Afton like went nuts after a while because his son got he had three kids, 2 boys and a girl. Cats are fighting. The girl got sucked up by one of the suits by accident and killed, and basically her soul went into Circus Baby was the suit, and it was that was for sister location. It was gonna be like Circus Baby's Pizzeria or some crap like that, and you don't see that in FNAF 1, the movie. But the younger son saw that and got freaked out, hated the animatronics, and the older brother, Michael Afton, saw that and or like knew this and like stuffed him in Freddy's mouth as like a prank, but Freddy's mouth like chomped down on the kid and like crushed him and put him in a coma, and then the kid died. And that haunted the kid, like made him feel guilty, and as you would, and it haunted William Afton, drove him even more nuts because now he's got two kids that have lost it. And he resented Henry Emily for years because his shop, William Afton's restaurant, went into bankruptcy, and Henry bought him out of bankruptcy and combined his thing. I think he had like Chica's Party Time something or other. That was his location. It was doing well with the animatronics, and they combined that with Fredbear's Pizzeria, and it became Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria or whatever. And William Afton like always resented him for all this, and so he drunkenly kills the daughter of Henry Emily. And then after that, he just like goes on this killing spree of all these kids and like starts stuffing them in the suits, like the animatronic suits, and they can't find them. They're like decommissioned in the back or whatever, so like nobody checks them. And then one day, like William Afton gets like haunted, like he's in a location, he gets like haunted by all the kids that he murdered, kind of like in the movie. And he hides in his bunny outfit, and it closes on him and is like cutting into him and is trying to kill him, but out of like sheer hate and supernatural level of hate and determination, he stays alive in the suit for like 30 years. And then he finally comes back and starts killing people again. But he's been like that for so long, he's purple, so he becomes the Purple Man, which we'll probably see in FNAF 2. They'll probably update it and, whatever. But yeah, there's a lot more to it. But something involving Michael Afton. Like there's a big side thing about him, the older son that is pretty bad. Like the animatronic suits like rip his insides out and like put animatronics inside him. So he's like, but his soul is still in there. So like he's still alive and like rotting on the outside, and he also becomes a Purple Man, but not the Purple Man. But he's trying to like stop his dad. So he's like going around to every time they open up a new Freddy's, he goes in there, get like anonymously, he gets a job as the graveyard shift security guard and like burns it to the ground. And he like tries to stop his dad, but that doesn't seem to be the route they're totally taking with the films, which is, whatever. They're changing up the lore, but it's similar. So, yeah. But that's FNAF. We're getting like I said, we're getting a new game, Side-Scroller. We're getting a new movie next year. I wanted to end the stream real quick. I'm going to have a new Doctor Who review. I just watched the new episode last night. God help me. It was bad. Doctor Who's just been so unwatchable. And I have been watching it, but it's just bad. I refuse to watch The Acolyte. I talked about that yesterday. I'm not even going to watch that for content purposes. Just, it's not worth it. I'm not going to get enough views to justify it. But I'm still watching Doctor Who and seeing where it goes. I'm interested in the Ruby Sunday storyline. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of that this coming Friday. But this weekend, I have a full lineup of shows. I'm going to watch Doctor Who Friday, and then after that, I get that out of the way. Then I actually have good stuff to watch. Saturday is the new Kaiju number 8. Excited about that. Big battle starting. And then Sunday, they're bringing back House of the Dragon for season 2. Been looking forward to that for a long time, since the end of the last season. I'm excited. Who else is excited for new House of the Dragon, man? Let me know down in the comments. Hit me up on social media, on Twix. If you are watching on Rumble or YouTube, definitely follow me on Twix. I am at @main_event_marks. On YouTube, it's at @main_event_marks. And Rumble, let me see what my channel is here. Because I have a couple different channels, but I'm trying to find like my actual like where you can go to follow me here. I mean, if you search for Main Event Marks, all one word, you'll find me. It's just, I don't know. It's not as easy to see it as it's not as easy to see as say like YouTube. You can see your channel name there, but if you search for Main Event Marks, you'll find me. If you search for Marks on Media, you'll find me there as well. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Wow. I'm just gonna search for myself. Marks on Media. There we go. Yeah. If you type all one word, Marks on Media, first thing that comes up. rumble.com/C/C-2498940. Sorry, I don't. If there's a way to change that, I would honestly love to know. Or you could just rumble.com/C/main_event_marks. That's the easiest way. rumble.com/C/main_event_marks. And there you're going to see all my wrestling stuff. Yeah, that's all wrestling. Main Event Marks. Yeah, I've got like the way they do things on Rumble confuses me. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. rumble.com/user/main event marks. There has got both of my channels, Main Event Marks and Marks on Media. Because then you'll see all videos live and channels. If you click on channels, then you'll see the Main Event Marks and Marks on Media. If you want to go to Marks on Media, that's where all my non-wrestling content goes. Here, I will share, maybe. Just quickly, just to show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, here we go. rumble.com/user/main event marks. There you've got all my stuff. I need to post my latest video. This is like later, like this dropped last week, but I've been so focused on streaming the last couple days. But if you go over to channels, there you'll see Main Event Marks and Marks on Media. So there's both for you. Check it out. Like I said, rumble.com/user/main event marks. And then youtube.com/@main event marks. Twitter is @main event_marks, or excuse me, X, whatever the hell. That's all we got for you today. I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching the stream. You are loved and appreciated by me. I'm not even joking around. Like, I appreciate all of you. I thought I had... Huh. Maybe not. Maybe not. Wow. Okay, well, I was going to play a... see, Marks on Media. There we go. So, here we go. To play everybody out, I'll hit this, but again, please like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. I'm gonna post some new shorts here and some content on it, the tube of you. And for everybody else, thank you for tuning in. I love you all, and we will see you whenever I get to go live again. I'll try either tomorrow or maybe push it out to Monday, so we got more to talk about. See you then.